Hi, this is Alex.
This is Chapree.
And here are the all-new
Electric Minis. Since the new Mini Electric is co-developed by BMW and Great Wall Motor, I got a friend who said that the new Mini Electric is just like an Ora Good Cat. But no, that is not the case at all. This is a totally brand new platform and naturally totally a new car. So among the biggest difference between the new Mini Electric versus the old one is that it has more range. In fact, the range is almost double at 402 km. Aside from that, the brand new Mini Electric also has a much more powerful electric motor that produces 160 kilowatt or equivalent to 215 horsepower alongside 330 Newton meter of torque. With a much more powerful electric motor inside it, the new Mini Electric can go from 0 to 100 km/h in just 6.7 seconds and has a top speed of 180 km/h. Interestingly enough, you thought that all the upgrade, all the new design, the new Mini Electric will be more expensive than the older one? No, not really. In fact, it's still around the same price of 194,000 ringgit. And of course, if you need the extended warranty and service packages, the amount will then go slightly higher at around 200,000 ringgit. With that, let me pass you to Alex to talk about the brand new Mini Countryman SE All4.
If you're looking for something bigger and more practical for families, well, meet the new Mini Countryman SE All4. This is an all-wheel drive EV with two motors pushing 308 horsepower and 494 Nm of torque. And it also gets a 66.5 kWh battery that can give you a range of 432 km on a single charge. So doing long distance drives is not really an issue with this car. And if these figures sound familiar, it's because it's based on the same platform as the BMW iX1 and the iX2, and that's a pretty good thing. But overall design, I think this looks more funky, it's more interesting, and I love the interior as well. It's so many interesting materials and textures, especially that smartwatch-inspired central display. And this EV can get from 0 to 100 km/h in just 5.6 seconds, up to a top speed of 180 km/h. And the Mini Countryman SE All4 is priced at 258,000 ringgit. But if you want to include the service inclusive package and extended warranty, it's about 260,000 ringgit plus. So it's actually much cheaper than the BMW iX1 and the iX2 xDrive 30. When you think about Mini, you don't really think about space, but this Countryman is the biggest Mini yet. And it has 460 liters of boot space. Look at that, it's massive for a Mini. And if you fold the seats down, you get over 1,300 liters. That's insane. Well, the most important question is, how is it like to drive? Over to you, Chapree, on the Mini Cooper.
This is actually my first time in a Mini, any given Mini. So I'm actually surprised that I still have some headroom. You know, there's still bit more space than I expected for someone with a height of 169 centimeter. We haven't got the time to actually explore, you know, all the options and everything. But the car is currently, like I said, is set at the core setting. But the brake felt a little bit harsh. Seems that the regen has been set very, very high. But even at the core setting, this new Mini Electric is quite wild. There you go, just at core setting. Wow, what an amazing acceleration as what I would expect from an EV. And the Mini Electric being such a compact car, it felt very, very exciting. You know how BMW always market Mini, like, you know, have a feeling like a Go-Kart. So, yep. Despite that, the steering wheel is very, very responsive, but still quite soft. Still, I would say, still quite friendly to most users out there. Yet, still, it's very, very nimble. So I would say it's very, very great for city driving. You know, you can just drive it peacefully, or, you know, at the times where you have an open road or maybe a bit of track time, yeah, you can go wild with it. Okay, hear that? That's the sound of the go-kart mode. A little bit of accelerator press, this Mini is already felt very exciting. Speaking about space again, I mentioned that I didn't feel cramped. I have enough, headroom, and I felt comfortable as a driver. But how about for passenger? Alex is behind me. He's a much taller guy, at around 180 cm. He felt very comfortable, and according to Alex, that this new Mini Electric is really more spacious than any other Mini before it. So again, we are now in the Go-Kart mode. Let's see if we have some space here to have a little bit more taste of the Go-Kart mode. Oh, but in terms of braking, I felt that it's slightly better than the Mini Countryman, but it's still not that sporty enough, even though we're currently in the Go-Kart mode. So I would say if you drive this Mini Electric, in a very spirited manner, so you be vigilant about the braking. So yeah, all in all, I really like how it feels. It's actually beyond my expectation. It's spacious, very comfortable inside, and just like how BMW put it, this is a very exciting car. And of course, all the sound, some people don't like fake sound, but having all the sound experience really added, make the new Mini Electric a little bit more exciting than any other EV out there.
Alright, so I'm the Mini Countryman SE, so this is the SUV version. This is the biggest Mini yet, so I'm behind the wheels. I like the interior, very funky. You have a mixture of fabric, and you've got this massive smartwatch-like display in the center. No instrument cluster, so everything's from the center. And you also got a heads-up display, but it's a bit old school. You have the plastic panel on top, but I like how they execute interior. It looks very funky, it's very interesting. You have a mixture of nice fabric, and you have these like strap materials on the steering, as well as this mini cabrio down here. And this EV shares the platform as the BMW iX1, so it has a very similar battery and motor configuration. So this can push about 300 over horsepower, and you got loads of space up here. Headroom is massive, legroom at the back is pretty good, and you got a giant boot. Alright, so to drive this car, you need to toggle around with the switches over here. So this is the toggle switch for the gear selector. Yeah, so let's just press this for P, and to start, you just twist this thing over here. That looks like a key. And the steering wheel, it looks very familiar because these buttons feels like it's gotten directly from the BMW iX1 and iX2. And you also got syndicated stocks, and also another stock for your washer fluid and all that. So without further ado, let's drive. Just push this down to D, just drive, and let me just, and off you go. Let me just signal. And the screen is massive. It shows the speedo and also other complications like, your aircon controls over here. Each corner, it's like a smartwatch, right? It's like using an Apple Watch over here. Everything is so conveniently located. The speed is written up here. If you prefer the manual display, you've got the needle down here. Obviously no rev meter because this is an EV. Driving at slow speeds is very comfortable, I would say. After all, this is designed to be like a family SUV, and priced at 258,000 ringgit. This is actually cheaper than the BMW iX1, and I think this looks a lot more exciting as well. So you've got 4 people in the car. There's no sunroof, but I think it's okay. The headroom is pretty good, and the heads-up display. Just now I said that it looks quite old school. You have the plastic panel on top, but you have a very clear display. It's colored. It kind of mimics the central display, so you got this round green dial that shows the speed you're doing, the speed limit, and also this indicator for the battery and power. So right now we have a 96% battery here. So at 96% battery, we got 372 kilometers. That's pretty okay. And now we're going to drive around for a quick test drive. Whoa! You have the engine sound. Okay, let me just floor it. All right. Whoa! It's pretty fun. I haven't got time to play around the instrument cluster here, so I believe you should be able to change different sound. Let me just try different experiences. So this call. Oh, call, green, vivid, timeless, personal, balance, trail. Go-Kart. Okay, let's try. It's pretty engaging to drive. I mean, you can feel the weight, right? But it's still quite fun. I think the hashtag one is a bit more tighter in that sense. But of course, this is a much bigger car. You got more space. It's more practical. I think that's a pretty okay compromise. But overall, I think this is a much more fun SUV to consider over the BMW X1. It's cheaper too, because the BMW iX1, the xDrive 30, I think it's about 288,000 ringgit, no mistaken. This is much cheaper, 258,000 ringgit. Of course, that excludes the extended warranty and the service package. So if you want the 5-year warranty with the service inclusive, I think that's another 7,000 ringgit plus. So I think for this price, for a Continental EV, this is pretty good. And it's practical too. You got a big boot, and you also have a lot of storage down here. You have one box here. You got a wireless charger up here. At least this wireless charger looks better. You can just let me just try put it here. Yeah, it's much practical than what you get on the BMW iX1, where you have to prop it up and have a handle there. I said it before, the sounds, right, initially I thought it's a gimmick, but it really adds to the experience. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Whoa! But I don't. Maybe there's a setting to change the brakes. It doesn't bite as much. Maybe just more. I think the brake's still more comfort oriented. I prefer to be maybe the sports mode, which I haven't set yet, because we just get into the car. We haven't got time to set it up. You got the power bar here. You got the battery levels here. Oh, okay. So now it's more eco-centric. So it shows like the efficiency levels. This is how BMW implements driving modes. So experiences more like teams and driving modes 2 in 1. Right now in green mode, so this is supposed to be the most efficient mode. I don't hear any sound from any synthetic sound. So this is good for day-to-day drive. But if you feel a bit naughty, you can just go to Go-Kart mode. This is a very easy car to drive very sensibly around the city. Driving slow is okay, driving fast, it's pretty good too. It's quite a lot of fun. The steering's pretty light as well. Okay, you got a 360 cam all around. Okay, and then just set to N and P. Alright, so that's it. And to turn off, you just twist this thing over here. That's it. Alright, so that was fun. So how's the drive?
Well, all I can say, the new Mini Electric really surprised me. When I came into it, I was expecting it to be very cramped car, a very stiff right-hand handling, but there's a lot of room for driver and also passenger, and it is actually quite a forgiving car, even in Go-Kart mode. But that being said, I don't even need to Go-Kart mode to feel its wild spirit. And of course, not to forget, the new Mini Electric have almost double the range of its predecessor, which means we can go out of town without much range anxiety. And you know, more power, more range, and around the same price. That sounds great deal to me. So Alex, how's the all-new Mini Countryman SE All4?
Well, first impression is pretty good. I like the fact that you have a lot of practical space inside. I like the interior dash. It looks more modern. Yeah, some might argue that it's not not accurate to the traditional Mini in that sense, but I like the new revolution of how they do the dashboard. I like the central display. It looks pretty good. Although there's no instrument cluster, but at least there's still a heads-up display, which I find it pretty good. In terms of driving, it's not, I would say it's not as engaging as like a Smart Hatchback one, but after all, that's a much smaller car. But overall, I think it's a well-balanced package. It's quite fun to drive. You got loads of space, and I think personally I would rather get this over the BMW iX1 and iX2 because they're the same twin motor, but in a very funky and cool looking exterior and design. And you know what? For 258,000 ringgit, I think it's worth the money compared to the other rivals in this class segment. So there you have it, our first look at the new Mini Cooper SE and the Mini Countryman SE All4 here at the launch in Kuala Lumpur. This is Alex from joyride.com. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe us on the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed of our future videos. This is Alex.
And this is Chapree.
See you guys next one. Bye!